scary.
Hey, welcome.
Geeks there. Hey, you know what? We were just talking about the guild and the different people that are in it and been added to it, and we ought to just have guild people on one night.
That'd be fun.
Just do that.
That would be a good idea.
You know, I mean, or we can just do our show regular, and I can eat dots again.
Yeah. Blake Snow is here. He would play a hidden object game to save the universe.
Blake would play what?
Hidden object game.
Huh? Like what? What's a hidden object game to you guys?
It's like when you have like a static screen and there's stuff hidden and you've got to go over and click it.
Okay.
Where's Waldo?
Find it.
Oh, okay.
Time to go game, go.
That's right.
Saboteur.
Kurt. And PJ said they'd never seen the Pixels.
Oh, I know Pixels has a terrible reputation, but I don't know. I liked it.
I enjoyed it.
I had fun.
I'm
Better than the Wizard.
Sandler movies, though.
I mean, any movie that has Kevin James as the President of the United States, it's questionable.
I thought you were going to say it's great. This is questionable at best.
But I don't know. Plus, it was cool seeing. And for anyone who doesn't know what happens, there's these aliens that come down, and I can't remember exactly why, but they decided to attack Earth with old video games. And what was it? It was a 2 out of 3 match, I think, or 3 out of 5. I can't remember. Aliens versus humans, and so they basically assembled this group of old school video game players from that used to be good back in the 80s.
Okay.
And so they were taking on the aliens. Like, for instance, like a centipede thing where like these centipede guys were coming flying down from the sky. And they had, I guess with the help of the army, they came up with these backpacks and they were shooting the centipedes coming down. So the whole point was basically aliens versus humans, see who could win the game. And it was almost like they were playing a game, but I think their plan was wasn't it, Pete, they're going to take over the Earth if they win? Was that the deal?
Something like that, yeah. I have it, the Blu-ray. I've watched it just once, so.
It's got a heck of a cast from Dan Aykroyd and Jane Krakowski and Sean Bean, Brian Cox.
Is that Orson Bean's son?
I don't think so, but you don't know. I don't know.
Is it
Josh Gad, Peter Dinklage, Michelle Monaghan, who looks terrific in this picture, Kevin James, and Adam Sandler.
Yeah, that's a fun movie.
Chris Columbus did it.
Kurt Bradshaw said he played Masters of the Universe He-Man for television.
Wow.
And that's what was kind of cool is all the games they played were all very old. Wasn't Qbert in there, Pete?
Qbert was on the good guy's side, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Drinking a dirty blonde, 9 Locks dirty blonde. Nothing beats a dirty blonde from Dartmouth.
Take your word for it.
They had to take down their billboards, though. I don't know. People got offended.
Have you seen the ragu sauce commercials? What their tagline is?
No.
It's cook like a mother.
Cook like a mother.
Wow.
That's beautiful. I'm sorry.
That's because ragu is created by a mom, and so it's just so funny to hear them say it though. Cook like a mother.
I just get a kick out of how they think that that's okay to do.
Everybody thinks that all I do is drink, but I don't even drink that often. I made one pickup video I was telling the boys about, and I drank that one right there earlier, and now I'm gonna have one, well, maybe two while we're doing the show, but
maybe two.
It all depends on how, because it's been an evening. It's been a hell of an evening so far. Just a real bizarre evening.
So don't you have a story about that, Pete?
Yeah, well, okay. First of all, I found out today I was at work, and a buddy of mine at work says that he's got a kid in university that's in the same town as 64-bit, right? So he said, if you want anything taken down, I'm going tomorrow morning. So I thought, I've been getting the stuff to make nuts and bolts, Czech cereal, pretzels, nuts, blah, 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 for quite a while, but it's quite a project to make it. Really, I wanted to squeeze it in tonight because he loves them. Plus, I wanted to get him some beer from up here that you can only get some Pump House Blueberry made out of Moncton, New Brunswick, which you can't get down there. So I thought I'd go to the liquor store and pick some of those up for him. And so I come home and I say, I have just enough time. I want to do a video. I was going to go on with you guys. I wanted to be here at least for 9 o'clock, even if I wasn't going on. So I had everything I needed, of all things, everything I needed for the nuts and bolts. But I thought I was going to run out of garlic powder. So I take off for town. And
say that one more time.
I had everything I needed for the nuts and bolts, except for I didn't know if I had quite enough garlic powder.
Garlic powder.
Of all things.
It was worth a take two.
So I took off and I went to town, and I thought I'm going in. So I got the whole van, I'm a seas away for the week, and she's got the other car. So I had the older van. So took Ralph for a ride with me, but I was a little bit longer than I planned on being. He's far, he's good in the vehicle and stuff like that. But I had the window down probably about that much in the back, just so he could look around. It's been a real rainy day, but it wasn't too bad. It was fairly nice when we went in. And I went into one of the stores, turn that off. I went into one of the stores and got all my stuff and picked up a few things, come back out. He was fine. Then I went over to the liquor store to go get the beer. So the first thing I go into the liquor store, because you have to buy it here in New Brunswick. You have to buy your beer at a liquor store or an agency store. And around here is only the liquor store. So I got the kind I wanted, but they didn't have exactly what I wanted. So I was looking around a little bit longer than I wanted to, and there as well. So Ralph had been in the car for not all that long, but maybe 10 minutes or so, 15.
Without a deck of cards.
Without a deck of cards, and he's just basically watching out the window. But I mean, it's cool, right? I'm talking it's 55 degrees, and he's fine. Like, he's fine. That's nothing out of the ordinary. He loves to go. So I decided after that, this is where it all gets sort of weird, is I go over to Burger King because I said, I'm not going to bother trying to cook. I got to start making these things right off the get-go when I get home in order to get them done, because it takes about 2.5 hours to make them.
And as you went to the drive-thru, you realized the dog drove you there.
Well, no, it wasn't quite that bad. So I pull up to the drive-thru, and I pull up to the speaker box. There's this sign written on the speaker box: no delivery, no spicy chicken nuggets, no mayo packets, no Diet Coke, and about 3 other things, but really obscure, weird things, right? So it said no spicy chicken nuggets, which are the spicy chicken nuggets at Burger King. And so I ordered the nuggets and fries, the regular nuggets. Oh, no, we have no nuggets. Okay, well, then I'll take just 2 Whoppers. Give me 2 Whoppers. Because I like to get the Whoppers, take one to work the next day, right? So I pull up to the drive-thru. I'm going to get the Whoppers. I pull up to the door or up to the window, and the guy tapped my card and pay. And I go in, and he goes comes back out through and goes, we have no beef either. So you got no nuggets, you got no chicken, no spicy nuggets. No, I say, now you got no beef. He says, yes. You want refund? Well, yeah. What am I gonna have? Salad?
Well, if you don't refund me, I'm gonna have a beef with you.
Yeah. So it's like, and it's one of those things. I don't know, you guys, like, I tapped it. I thought when I tapped it, I should grab the friggin' thing and look at what I'm tapping to make sure the total's right. He said the total, which was the right total, but I just sort of reached out and tapped anyway. So the manager comes out or whatever, another guy comes out and says, oh, you didn't pay cash, you pay card? Yep. So he does it all up, and I said, okay, I'm looking this time, because for all I know, they're just charging me again. So I grab it, and it really doesn't say a whole lot, but it is refunding my $9.20. So I tap the card. It says waiting, and I know it was at least a minute and a half. And then it just went blank, like the Chase payment tech or whatever it is, right? So I gave it back. I said, I want the receipt for that one. So that's basically the end of the story until I checked my bank statement and realized they charged me $512, but I haven't done that yet. So we're not worried about that. I really think I got my money back. But it's just like, why have a Burger King if you're not going to have any chicken or beef? I guess I can get a fish burger. Anyway, so I go up to McDonald's, which is right up the road. I said, heck with that, which is a little bit more expensive, and I just wanted something different. I've been there before. And I go in through McDonald's, and I pull around to the side, and I make my order online. And put it through. You get more points that way, and I waited outside. And it was only about a 10-minute wait, and they brought it out. And meanwhile, I noticed Ralph is sort of just getting really anxious because we've been in the vehicle. That whole process took quite a while, right, down at Burger King. Now I'm up waiting at McDonald's. Well, Ralph's getting antsy. He's been in the car like 40 minutes now. And I'm sitting there going, you all right? And it gets kind of scary, but just to let you know, everything seems to be okay now. I get the order. They bring out the order to the curbside pickup. I just grab it, take a quick look. Away I went. I'm only 2 kilometers from McDonald's, so I went home. And I came in the house, and I set the stuff down. And meanwhile, when I pulled into the house, I opened up the door, and Ralph went immediately over and to the grass and started eating grass. Okay? You know what I'm saying? Which a dog will do if they swallow something that they're not supposed to. It'll coat like a bottle cap or something. So I'm freaking out. He's going to, hopefully Mama C's not listening. I'm freaking out thinking, what the blazes? And I'm thinking things like, I look in the van, all through the van, there's nothing there for him to have gotten into.
Not anymore.
Yeah.
No, but he's acting really strange. And he's like, he's not even listening to me. He just wants to find all the grass he can eat, right? And I'm sitting there thinking, I had the window down this much. And I was that part, what's to keep somebody from freaking giving him something? Right? So all these thoughts are going through my mind. It was probably I took the stuff inside, could back out. He wasn't even like, come here, Ralph, come on. He just wanted grass. Probably 15 minutes later, he sort of come around. I just turned around and started to run towards the door, and he did follow me finally. And then he ran right off to the side of the door, started eating more grass in a different pile. Which just it was frankly, it was scary. All kinds of things going through my mind, like is he poisoned? Did he get into something or whatever? But again, there was nothing in the van, but he was sitting there with his head out the window, and I was in the store. Anybody could, at this day and age now, I worry about somebody could just give him something, even like a joint or something like that. I don't know. So he started to come around a little bit. I went inside. I started all my nuts and bolts and stuff. I started that whole process, and I grabbed the quarter pounder out, and I ate my quarter pounder. And I had ordered too much food, but I ordered a quarter pounder, and I ordered 10 nuggets. Well, first I had the fries. First I had the fries because, of course, I shared the fries with Ralph. Because as soon as Ralph started eating the fries, I thought he's okay. He drank a lot of water. He started eating fries. He was okay. And he's still doing pretty good now, although he's I don't know what get in. And so I get going through, and I ate my quarter pounder, and I look at the bag, and they gave me a friggin' cheeseburger instead of the 10-pack of nuggets. And I thought, I can see them forgetting something, but how the hell did they do that? Anyway, and then meanwhile, I'm just running around trying to get everything done, and I know the story's getting long now, but I ran back to McDonald's, and luckily, MJ used to work there years ago. The one guy who would be working in that place, who was got a really good head on his shoulders as a manager, was right there. He said, "Oh my God, that's terrible." He fixed it right up, and so it was good. And then I come home, and I had a box from the Intellivision collector that arrived, and that was pretty good. So all the bad things that happened after work, then I had one good thing. At least that guy was working. 2 good things. I got a box from Luke, which is incredible. You guys get to see it in the pickup video soon. And number 3, I'm on the air with GoGameGo tonight, so it doesn't get any better than that. So at least as weird and as scary, and Ralph's in taking a nap, but he's running around, he's going outside, and he seems to be absolutely fine. But it did scare me for a brief time.
Well, yeah, you're waiting for Ralph to Ralph.
Well, I was sort of of course you talk to them and stuff, right? And I'm saying to Ralph, you know what? If you threw up right now all over the floor, it wouldn't bother me in the least. I'd be more than happy if you did.
Absolutely.
So he's sleeping on the couch, which is where he usually is when I'm doing this. He was just in here a minute ago, but anyway, that's my saga for the night. And
good Lord,
But again, okay, so at least we get to do this tonight. So this is a lot of fun. Thank you so much again for having me.
Thanks for being here.
And I've got a dog story myself.
Yeah, I was going to say, now I want to hear this whole dog story because we talked very little bit about it. I was just like flabbergasted by it, Jeff.
And I do have to say before you start, though, Little Caesars #1, no, never. No, not happening.
What's the category?
Well, we were talking about, Blake mentioned about emos. They went to KFC and Burger King, and they said they couldn't take their order for like 20 to 30 minutes.
What?
Yeah.
Why not?
I don't know. He just said that they wouldn't take their order. He said they couldn't take their order for like 20 to 30 minutes. So they just went and got emos.
And
then
emos?
So then
it's a local pizza
here it
company.
is.
Okay.
So they went to Burger King and KFC. Both of them said we won't be taking orders for 25 to 30 minutes. We drove home and had emos. So Brett, of course, Kurt said emos is awesome. I like emos. My wife won't touch it. But then he says, yeah, my dad's tell my dad that he thinks Little Caesars should be #1. That's scary.
What about Chuck E. Cheese?
Chuck E. Cheese is, I've only had it once. It was absolutely friggin' grotesque.
Yeah, Cecil Whitaker's is good. Cecil Whitaker's Pizza, that's what CWP is. They're kind of the same, but emos is definitely different. But
it wasn't my kitty, GG. It was Ralph the dog.
Look at that. Double G is on Triple G.
Double G on Triple G.
That logo reminds me of Jafria. I don't know if anybody's familiar with Jafria. It's a band out of the 80s. They had a hit with Call to Your Heart.
No.
And then the lead singer went off and did a band called Dirty White Boy later. So Jeff, the dog story.
So Saturday, I'm trying to get ready because I was going to stream at the same time as Pete at the Portland Retro Gaming Expo.
Okay.
And it's getting close. I was trying to get a hold of the guy running it. We kept missing each other. I think we were down to, I was supposed to go on at 2:00 our time. And we were supposed to meet somewhere between 1 and 1:30 to test because I hadn't even been tested yet to get the okay. But meantime, right before that, we were eating, and what were we eating? I don't know. I dropped those chicken, some kind of chicken. I dropped something on the ground. And I called Perry, and there was nothing. She didn't come, so I went and looked. She's got a bed here. She's in it like 19 hours out of the day, and she wasn't there. I'm like, well, that's weird. So I was looking all over the place. Couldn't find her in the house. Like, what? But I didn't know it. Someone had let her out, but we looked and she was gone. Was on the leash, nothing. So I was like, uh-oh. Now this is bad, because then we got in both cars and we're driving all over the place. We just couldn't find her for anything. We came home. We got home. Oh, it was kind of funny. We came home. Nathan said he thought he saw her for a second, but it wasn't. It was it was a cat, the same color as Perry. It was in our backyard. But this cat was in our backyard, I don't know what it was, 6 months ago or so. And he was just hanging out. We're kind of playing with him. And he seemed like an outdoor cat because he seemed very comfortable.
We have one of those in the neighborhood.
But it was just weird to see he was back. So that was kind of odd. But as we were driving around, we also saw.
Did you grab it by the scruff of the neck and go, "Where's my dog?
What'd you do with Perry?" And then we saw an old teacher of my son's walking in the neighborhood. We didn't know he even lived in the neighborhood. So I was like, this is kind of a weird day, seeing an old cat and an old teacher. So we get home, and my wife posts on Nextdoor, that app.
Yeah.
And I don't know what, maybe an hour or 2 hours later, we get a call from somebody. They've got Perry. So we go to get Perry.
Holding them for ransom.
Yeah. And but Perry she was over a mile away from us, completely out of our neighborhood. Well, you'll know this, but we go out of our neighborhood and you go towards Ladue Road.
Yeah.
You have to cross, and it's not a crazy busy street, but it's not like a neighborhood street. It's 4 lanes or
she made it all the way down there.
She went past that and pretty much the same distance from our house to Ladue, from Ladue to this house. But what's weird is, so she was just following the straight line, and all of a sudden she just veered off to the right and went down the street. And that's where the lady we talked to said someone was trying to find her. Or no, someone was trying to grab her. And they couldn't do it, and they had to leave, so they left. And then these people took over to grab Perry. They said Perry was like growling and snapping at him. I guess she was fighting because she didn't know who these people were.
Like she does me.
So we get there and we get Perry back, and I don't know. We had a weird feeling with the person that picked her up. It seemed like she was kind of a little cranky or aggravated. I don't know. She just seemed very odd. I don't know what her deal was.
Perry?
The person.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know why. It's like I don't know why you bothered to pick up the dog if it was going to aggravate you so much, but thankfully she did, because we got Perry back, and Perry's running around here somewhere. But yeah, for a while it's like, oh my gosh, is that the end of Perry? Because you never know once a dog gets out.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, we were looking too to make sure she wasn't hit or hurt or anything, but
it's scary.
That's why I still don't know how she got so far away. Because seriously, we walk around the block, she's like, her tongue's hanging out, she's ready to die. She just wants to go back in as soon as possible. She must have been on adrenaline, just running around.
Well, either that or when she's on her own time, she's got time to just sit and relax.
Yeah. So while we're driving around, I emailed the guy in charge of the television thing for was it PRGE, and told him I'm not going to make it. We're looking for our dog. Yeah, it was really depressing around here for a while, because like, geez, that's always the worst. Your dog gets lost, because it's like, we've had her for 12 years. Like, that's not how you want it to end. Just disappear one day.
Well,
that's awful.
Wow. Yeah, a friend of mine lost their dog over the weekend. I mean, they had to put her down.
Yeah.
So
that's even worse.
That was sad. So
dog kidnapping. Yeah, maybe someone took her.
And they're like, we don't want her.
I've always thought it'd be really creepy if you go, because we have a leash kind of like staked out there, and then we just put Perry on the leash and send her out there, and she runs around and comes back in.
Yeah.
I always thought it'd be really weird if one day you did that, like at night, and you open the door to bring the dog in, and it's a different dog on the leash. Someone came in and just swapped the dog.
That would suck.
It'd be so strange.
You need a Saint Bernard.
Yeah.
You need to just put a costume on your dog whenever you take him out. So somebody's like, I don't want that dog. Yeah.
Well, it's good that we have her on the leash, because there are some like hawks back here, and she's small enough. A big bird could come by and just grab her. Because she's so tiny. I mean, like 5-6 pounds.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Pete.
Coco's 4 times that.
No bird's taking Coco.
No, it swooped down and right at her, and I tell you, she never had a better lunch.
Probably
so Pete, on the
you'd have claws stuck in the cat. They just fly off without them.
Drumsticks.
No landing gear.
Then you just fry them up, Pete. Fry up the drumsticks. So guess, Pete, I'm guessing for your game that you would play to save the universe, Pixels movie style.
Yes.
Would be Vectron.
Vectron. Yeah, Vectron the hack version.
The hack version.
I'll play Vectron the hack version. Geez, you know what? I might play Tron Deadly Discs.
Ooh.
Because I believe sincerely that Tron Deadly Discs, yeah, it can get you, but you got to be able to, have a little bit of risk involved. But if you play it really cautious, just play the blocking game, there's no reason to ever lose.
Interesting.
I remember playing that game, Pete. I didn't know what was going on.
In general or in the game?
Maybe both. But yeah, I was playing the game and I'm like, man, maybe I should have read some instructions or something. So I was like, I don't know what I'm doing.
I lost track of my name.
I was thinking, I mean, maybe an early game like Space Invaders on Atari, or a Bomberman game, or even today, like a Splatoon game. It would have to be one of those because those I'm actually pretty good at. There aren't many games that I'm good at, but those are maybe 3.
Eep says rock band on vocals.
Eep
Oh,
and
what
I
an
could have to
interesting
do a
choice.
duet.
Rock band on vocals.
Yeah, we'd have to duet. Yeah, that's. I don't. Are we talking about simple games?
Any game you want.
Yeah, because otherwise I'd say like Uncharted or
Basically, you just have to do better than the aliens.
Resident Evil 4. So I don't know how good I ever was. Well, Mario Kart. I'm pretty good at Mario Kart, but I'm not great.
Oh, what about Rocket League?
Oh, well, I could do that, but I could do Wave Race.
I think right now, guys, while we have the opportunity, I think the original isn't he right there? Original Next Level Gaming is in the chat. I don't think HTK or Fastback are here yet, but it really is kind of time. We could save the world by playing against the NLG crew again in Rocket League.
Yes.
That would be fun.
Yeah, Mike, what's up? You want to do that? Can we do that? We could do that next week.
There you go.
Are you willing to take one for the team, Mike, to save the universe?
To save the universe, Mike. This is not, we don't take this lightly. Blake loves Uncharted. Hasn't played in a while. I just was telling Jeff before we started tonight that I just started playing Uncharted 2 on the hard level. Because I beat the first one on the hard level. So now I'm diving in.
Uncharted 2 is so good.
It's so good. The multiplayer was fantastic, and then they shut down the server.
CC Mental is here.
The Naughty Dog PS3 server, they shut it down.
Yeah. How old is that? It's a pretty old game now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's yeah.
That was PS3, wasn't it?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 2 generations ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's see, Uncharted. Because we used to. I've said it a million times on the show. I played that with my nephew online, and it was a great time. We had so much fun. Well, and Eric, who is my buddy over in Ohio, we played like crazy. 2009, it came out.
Eep, even like the Vita game. I never got to play that. Eep, where are you on Splatoon? I haven't seen you in weeks. Did you bail on Splatoon?
Did you bail on Splatoon?
I think he bailed.
Now,
Papa Pete bailed. He's had enough.
What the? He's just done. You know what I miss? I miss notes on the back of the chair when he leaves.
Oh yeah.
Blake, I don't believe in luck. I was just talking about that today. Yes, yeah, I do. I love Uncharted. I played them all, which is why I'm trying to make my way back through them because I really enjoyed the movie.
I still gotta watch that.
Yeah, I should bring it over. We could watch. I was doing Rocket League practice. Good. How you coming along? Pretty cool. Focus on specific things without people kicking your ass.
Saboteur plays about half hour of Rocket League every night. How about that?
See, me too. Me too. Saboteur, why aren't we playing together? Yeah. Yeah.
Saboteur, what are you playing Rocket League on? What system?
Yeah, that would be good to know.
Because I believe isn't that
multi-platform? Yeah. Logan plays on the PC
Crossplay.
and I play on the Switch, and we play together. I haven't bailed, but I've been distracted by other games. Did you even play the Puzzle Mobile? No, I didn't.
I don't know what that. I've never even heard of it.
I didn't either.
Well, let's check it out. I don't know.
And yes, see, that is true. We as Guardians do not believe in luck.
I hit the wrong button.
Xbox One Saboteur plays. Okay, so yeah, let's do it.
Should be compatible. Crossplay.
Yeah. Let's get this figured out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to look up that Uncharted game on here. There you go. Uncharted. Wait a minute. There's Uncharted Tides and Uncharted Wars.
Wow.
And then an Uncharted trivia quiz puzzle.
Wow.
Huh. It's a lot of.
And those are all mobile games?
Huh?
Those are mobile games? What are they?
Yeah, mobile. Yeah, I don't play mobile games. I don't know why. I have my phone with me all the time. I just never bothered to. I have a bunch on my phone. I don't really ever play them though.
Yeah. So yeah, is that what? Yeah.
Uncharted Fortune. That wasn't even the one I mentioned. That's
because
weird.
they have Uncharted Golden Abyss and Fight for Fortune. By Bend Studios.
Uncharted Fortune. I don't even see it.
What are these? Uncharted Golden Abyss is a 2011 action-adventure game developed by Bend Studio and published by Sony as a launch title for the PlayStation Vita.
Read it.
That's what I was wondering. I knew you were going to say that. A spin-off of the Uncharted series. The game was released in Japan in 2011 and in other regions in 2012. Shut your mouth. Okay. Fight for Fortune is a 2012 digital collectible card game co-developed by Bend Studios and One Loop Games. Wow. Players engage in turn-based matches using cards. Interesting. Not my type of game, but
Pete, how did your stream go Saturday?
I did the foolish thing. It's hard, I'm telling you, when you don't have any chat and no feedback whatsoever. So it was 2 straight hours with basically me sitting there playing the game, trying to talk. And one of the things I noticed is that a lot of the guys here who watch my streams now and again, I always ask at the beginning, is the sound okay? Because I usually screw something up. Many times I forgot to turn something on or blah, 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 blah. And in this case, in OBS, of course, you can, when you're playing the videos at the beginning, which I wanted to do, I turned the microphone off so it wouldn't make any noise or whatever like that. And then when I started talking, I forgot to turn the damn thing back on. I know I did 5 minutes, which I thought, oh, this is going great. I'm really comfortable. This is wonderful. Goddamn microphone was off the whole time. I get ding ding in Teams and this Steve and NT Prime going, oh, we see your mouth moving, but can't hear anything. Stuff is all working, right? But just me. So okay, that was 5 minutes. So it's like, oh my god. So and I couldn't beat any of the games. I just didn't play well that day. I wanted to beat Solar Sailor and didn't, and I wanted to beat Battlestar Galactica and didn't. And at the end of the day, that's okay because you don't want to beat all the games. I mean, that's like I say, the Battlestar Galactica, I can beat it once in a while. It makes it fun to play. Hey, I beat it. Right on.
Right.
When you start beating a game every single friggin' time you play it, it's like you don't play it anymore. So
yeah.
So which is okay. And overall, for 2 hours, it went really well, I'd say. I'm looking forward to doing it again, and I do know that Steve is working on some stuff. That's INTVPrime.com, which is a fantastic website for any of you guys who are interested in television, because it's got the Intellivision FAQ is hosted by INTV Prime, and it will answer almost any damn question you want to know about the Intellivision system and its history.
Wow.
But there's going to be chat and stuff next year, and he said that our streams are going to be available somehow in the next few days, like where we're going to be able to download them or post them or something. I don't know, but right now I really don't have any idea if anybody even saw what I did. None.
Will it be on Blu-ray?
I think we're striving for
Oh,
disc.
Nice. A little comfortably numb to describe your situation.
So we got welcome. Gib 84 Gaming. He saw the Pixels thumbnail. His son's made him watch it. I don't know how many times.
I'm going to have to watch it now, obviously.
It's a fun movie.
It's a fun little movie. Yeah. Just don't take it to, oh my God, that's not realistic. I mean, hello.
If you're going to critique it as a movie, yeah, it's going to get bad grades, but
take it with a grain of poop like Rise of Skywalker.
Wow, it's not that level of awesomeness, no.
Geeks with Cash is here. What's going on?
You do understand that I'm talking about watching Pixels, and I still say I'll never watch Rise of Skywalker.
Listen,
how does that make it sound?
How does it make it sound? I like you anyway.
Thank you.
Man, you're full of shit, but I like you anyway.
I won't argue with that.
Oh yeah, Gib 84 makes a good point here. There's a lot of Easter eggs in that movie, Pixels.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
That's half the fun of it. If you know old games,
kind of like Ready Player One, right?
Yeah, because there was, I think there was one character in Pixels. I was trying to figure out what the heck is that. Can't remember what it was though. That's a fun one just to watch for that.
A student asked me today if King Kong took on the Iron Giant, who would win?
Universal.
Very nice. Very good. Very good. I said Iron Giant. I mean, he'd just sit there and fry King Kong. That would be
a better question is Iron Giant versus Johnny Sacco's giant robot.
Oh, I used to love that when I was a kid.
Or Ultraman.
Really young kid.
I know. Here we had Johnny Sacco, Ultraman, and Speed Racer all in the afternoon. It was like, oh my gosh, it was like the best thing ever.
Channel 11.
I can remember being like 4 or 5 years old and just knowing there was this giant robot show and no idea when it was on. Just every once in a while I'd find it and being mesmerized. No idea the name of it. It was almost like a memory in my mind for 25 years. And I had
like
no idea. So the internet came out and started to be able to research a little bit and try to find these things, right? It was like a memory I had that I had no idea what it was.
Wild.
Kind of neat.
Yeah,
that's
like hate Pixels. What's that?
Like on Uncharted, where they get to the end of the movie and there's something that happens. I don't want to ruin it for anybody who hasn't seen it. So
we actually saw Pixels. We were on. I think we went to go see Nathan in college. We just wanted to see a movie and that was playing. I was like, this doesn't look that great, but we went and saw it, and yeah, it was good. We had fun.
Yeah, and JD, don't fool yourself. You're starting something. That Thor movie was a piece of crap. I mean, I think what it's become now is like all those remake movies that aren't supposed to be taken seriously, like Starsky and Hutch or Charlie's Angels or whatever. Here's what I wish they would do. Stop taking the stuff that made sense, like Two Cool Cops, Starsky and Hutch. Don't go and make a farce out of it.
Right.
Do yourself a favor. Have fun making a farce of the ones that were a farce, like Barnaby Jones, Cannon.
Wait a minute, those weren't farces. Barnaby Jones.
I'm sorry. What was I speaking out of turn?
I heard the next one they're going to make a slapstick comedy out of Hill Street Blues.
Right, exactly.
Combination of Police Squad and Hill Street Blues.
Was that our chat when someone posted they're thinking of rebooting Naked Gun?
They are. Liam Neeson is going to be friggin' Frank Drebin.
Man, I don't know about that.
Can't they just come up with something else?
See, the problem is there were so many jokes back then that you're not going to be able to do today. And I don't know.
Plus, Liam Neeson's not Canadian.
There you go.
Pete, I was watching an old WWE clip of, I guess, the WWF of Stone Cold. I don't know. These Stone Cold videos pop up all the time for me. So I've been sitting there watching. It's just like him going on a rant. I guess he did this every week back then. But I'm watching it, and there's someone in the crowd holding a sign. It just says, "I hate Canada," and that's all it said. I have no idea why you brought that sign there.
Oh, that was probably Stu Jr. The next now he does I hate Rise of Skywalker.
I thought it was so funny. It's like just out of nowhere. I hate Canada.
I don't hate Rise of Skywalker. I'm just not going to watch it.
If you remember at that time, oh my God, they could not have played that any better. Like you're never going to see more ingenious booking than when they took the Hart Foundation and they made them. They were so over in the whole world except for the U.S. and they were so under in the U.S. Right? It was phenomenal to sit back and look at the way they did that. Now you couldn't get more passionate hate in the States and then more passionate love in Canada. It's like, or the rest of the world, really.
Right. Oh, look at that.
Yeah, I already blocked them.
Yeah, they never remake Saddles now. I mean,
yeah, JD mentioned it, and Gib mentioned it. Yeah, what would it be, like a 20-minute movie?
20-minute movie. No, we can't. No, yeah, no. How about no? Can't do that.
Blake Snow said Austin was over his head. One thing I noticed about
absolutely,
I missed that time period, so I've been watching old clips like crazy. One thing I noticed, like when he's out there talking, the crowd is going crazy.
Yeah,
they're cheering him. They did that whole what thing, like every time someone would talk, they'd say what after it. I mean, they were having a blast, and even though WWE has gotten better since. Thanks for stopping by, Gib84.
Just saw a cool channel pop up on chat.
Come back every week. We're here every Wednesday.
Talk about a sex bot. Got to
every week too. The sex bots are always here, so come back for more.
That only lasts so long.
You'll be back.
Hi, this is here. This is my nephew's dog. She's visiting. Here, come here. Ready? Look at that. Woo-hoo-hoo. Look at that. So she's visiting. She's like a skyscraper compared to my dog. I was paying attention to my dog tonight, and she just pushed right through her. I'm like, good Lord.
HTK is here. I don't like Stone Cold Steve Austin because his music starts with breaking glass. Yeah, that would be rough for Go Game Aquarium.
Yeah.
But I noticed when the wrestlers talk today, the crowd is basically silent. They pretty much don't say anything.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it's like,
not that, man. I was in 2003. They had Raw and SmackDown back to back in Halifax, Nova Scotia, and me and two friends went down to see it. And to put it in perspective, do you remember when Deborah McMichael and Stone Cold were married, and then they split up? There were some allegations made of domestic abuse, and he was court ordered not to have any alcohol, and it sort of put a tinge on his character, okay, because obviously with the beer, right? So he was on a hiatus for quite a while. That court order was lifted the Tuesday before the Raw show in Halifax, and they had what was called the Raw Beer Bash. And I have never seen so many beer in my life. They brought cases and cases and cases of beer to and about 150 people into the ring. And I swear it was the most unbelievable thing you ever seen. You can watch it on the WWE Network too, the episode, and it's really something else. And actually, in Stone Cold Steve Austin's autobiography, he talks specifically about that, why it was that way, and that's where I learned about it later on.
Wow.
But it was really quite the show. And Goldberg was there, and there was quite a time for the WWE historically, because Austin was still there. Kevin Nash was there. The NWO had just come back. Captain America was there. So I got to saw Captain. Do you know who Captain America is too?
No,
was that what it was? Yeah, it was. What was he called? No, Mr. America.
Oh,
Mr. America, I guess. Not Captain America, Mr. America.
Oh,
it
yeah.
Couldn't be Captain America. It was Hulk Hogan, Mr. America. So it was kind of neat to be able to see all those guys at that time. And that was the big story. And listen, that's only an arena that holds 6,000 people. And right on.
Almost
there. Yeah. So yeah, because you must be in England, in Great Britain, in the United Kingdom. I'll be right back. I think Ralph is outside and he's barking to come in, which is a good sign. So.
That is a good sign. That is a good sign. Hey, I was while you go and do that, while he goes and does that, my son was telling me about a little bit of controversy with Bayonetta 3. Have you heard about this?
Yeah, I mean, I know people making a big deal, but I don't know what the big deal is. Some woman was complaining about the pay she was offered, and it's like, well,
yeah.
I guess if you don't like the pay, don't do the movie.
Well, yeah, Jennifer Hale boycotting Bayonetta 3. Bayonetta's new voice actor, Jennifer Hale, responded to the controversy saying that she supported every actor's right to be paid well. However, she also asked fans to remember the team of hardworking, dedicated people behind Bayonetta 3 when considering boycotting.
Well, when it first came out, the one thing they didn't say was, what did she make for the first two films or first two games? Was it the same, or did they like cut her pay drastically? They didn't say.
It says the vice president of Bayonetta 3 developer Platinum Games has furiously blocked hundreds of Twitter users who questioned him about the company's recent pay scandal.
Wait a minute. Are they talking about Kamiya?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, that's not why. He blocks anyone who tweets in English, he blocks.
Gotcha.
And anyone who says anything he doesn't like, he blocks. He's been doing this for years and years.
Gotcha.
So it's nothing new. He's not doing it just over that.
Yeah.
Well, here Eep said the controversy is now flipped the other way. She was apparently lying about what they were offering her. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't get worked up over it because I honestly just don't care.
Yeah, Logan brought this to my attention right after I pre-ordered it. So I'm like, so I don't, I was like, I don't know. I already pre-ordered it. So,
Pete? Yeah, I'm not boycotting anything.
Here's to Give 84. Just say cheers to Give 84. Yeah, I saw that there was a controversy. I really didn't know why there was a controversy, and I probably really don't care about the controversy, to tell you the truth.
I mean, when it first came up, that's my question to her, because she didn't say. I was like, well, they offered you $4,000 for the play to do the voiceover for the game. Is that, I don't know, is that terrible? Is that normal? What did you get for the first two games? Because she was a voice for the first two games.
Yeah,
but she never said that, and so I was kind of, I thought it was a little fishy. I was like, because I don't remember her saying they were giving her way less or anything. She just wasn't happy with
what she got.
Is that what the controversy is? Is the girl who did the voiceover work has not been invited back for the third one?
No, she did, but wasn't paid well, she says.
Oh wow.
But I don't understand. How do you do it and not know what you're going to get paid?
Well, wait a minute. The voice actor from the first two did not do the third one.
Oh, this is a new one. That's what it's telling me, is there's a new voice.
Yeah, and the old one is one complaining, I believe. But I mean,
I'm sorry, but see, to me, that's just business. Who gives a shit from our aspect of it?
I don't care. It's like, why would I boycott a game just because she's not happy with what they offered her?
That's between them. I don't give a shit.
And how do you even know the truth? That's the other thing. It's like,
oh yeah, I can read all this, but it is the internet.
Here, Salvatore would do it for $3,000. I'm with you, Salvatore.
Hell yeah.
That'd be fun.
It is a different thing once you're doing that for a living. And, you know, I could look at it as, I mean, if you're talking about how do you know if you're a professional musician, you get paid. You know, I've been paid. So I guess I'm a professional musician. So I've been paid to do voice acting too. So I guess I'm a professional voice actor as well. But when you're looking at it like a musician, you're like, well, musicians haven't gotten raises in decades. We still fight to get $100 for a night. You know, it hasn't changed in ever since I started. When I started over 20 years ago, we were trying to get $100 a man. You know, and everybody just bitches and moans about, well, I can't give you that, whatever. You know, we put on a lot of work. You know, and it's the same thing. If you're doing that for a living, but I mean, at the same time, you should know what you're making and if you're going to be happy with that or not.
So, Peter, is this right? She was offered 4 sessions of 4 hours each for $4,000 each session.
So for 16 hours, $4,000 for 16 hours.
Well, he's saying each session, so that'd be 16,000.
$16,000. Yeah. Oh, she's upset with that. Tough shit.
$16,000 for.
You make $4,000 for a session.
She's making so $1,000 an hour.
That's what I was thinking.
That doesn't sound bad.
That's the 444 right there. 444.
I do it for a flat of pickles, melon head, and 10 copies of the game to give to my friends.
Yeah, and give me a T-shirt. That's what I always do whenever I design.
It would be cool. Like, yeah.
Just make sure you give me a T-shirt.
Yeah.
You know. And whenever, sometimes when I do interviews, I didn't want to get paid by the publication. I'm just like, just get me some tickets and backstage passes. You know, a lot of times that's what they would tell me back in the day when I was doing interviews and articles. They were like, well, we don't have the money to pay a freelance writer right now. And you're like, don't pay me. Just hook me up with it. Let me get my own backstage passes and tickets. I don't care. Right now with this, it's not going to make or break me if I make $25 frickin' to do your frickin' article. Just let me do the frickin' article and let me get backstage passes and tickets. I just want to meet the rock stars. That was it. You know? So it's not about the money, but don't ever tell me that if you're joining a band with me. Don't ever tell me it's not about the money.
I'm trying to be quite flippant about it, but I mean, for those of us who work for a living and buy games and do this and that, I'm sorry, I don't care if a person's upset over only making $16,000 for $1,000 an hour. That poor person, I'd feel bad for them.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. It's like cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
but, anyway.
Chitty's got a friend who does voiceover work.
I know he needs to. I need to get hooked up with this person. We've talked about that before.
I think it'd be much more difficult to do than like we might anticipate. It's not very easy to do that voiceover work. I don't think.
Not always, no.
Develop the skill, but I think a lot of people could probably do it if they had the practice. It just takes a matter of time.
Yeah,
and then man, you get into it. Stu, you have an awesome voice for it.
Thanks. Yeah, I have fun doing it. I mean, I take direction well. I don't, I'm not the guy that goes, oh, I think that was it right there. Whatever. I'm a graphic designer too. So Jeff and I are in that world where we don't take things personally.
Yeah.
We're just like, just tell me what you want and I'll fix it.
They're giving you money to give them what they want. So all it is that we'll give you whatever you want. Just let me know.
I wondered if you could try it like this. I absolutely can. That's my job.
Yeah.
Like Cameron Hayes said, the universe with the Pixels of Wings NES. I'm not familiar with that game. Are you?
Pixels of Wings? No, I don't know that either. Never heard of it.
Pixels of Wings.
Well, that's interesting. Pixel. All right, now I gotta look that up.
Fun, challenging game. Now I gotta look that up.
Exactly.
Pixels of Wings. Okay. Well, I got my other screen pulled up here, so I can.
Pixels. I guess he's talking about the movie. Is it Legendary Wings? Is that the name of it? I see a Legendary Wings.
Oh, I suppose talking about the MC announcing thing, the hockey season starts in 2 weeks too, so I have probably get back at doing that. Except for I'm thinking I really don't want to spend my Friday, Saturday nights doing that again this year.
You sure?
No, I'm never sure because sometimes it's really fun and sometimes it's a lot of work. Because there's a lot of planning. Like I last year actually was pretty good with the organization I was with this year, a senior team. You know, it's really fun to be the person in a building talking to 1,500 people. There's something about it, you know, but it does. There were times in the former organization that I did it for where there was a lot of demand. I did a lot of work. Like I did a lot of, I would do a lot of pre-recorded announcements.
Yeah. Just
so I'm not pressed at the time to be right on spot with the reading the advertisements and stuff during the work stoppages, hockey, right? And because it's very easy to get distracted because there's a lot of action going on all the time, especially when you're in between the two penalty boxes and they're screaming back and forth at each other after they just had a fight, and you're trying to tell them about you should visit Pro Construction for all your building needs. Like meanwhile they're over topic, go fuck you. It's a lot easier to hit a button. I've recorded that at home beforehand and hit a button and it plays. That way, you know, I don't get disturbed by it. It's nice and clear what I say, and they don't have a microphone with some guy leaning over my shoulder going, go, you know. Anyway.
Pete, do you ever slip in a little Papa Pete mention?
I do
like
not.
And subscribe.
No, yeah, really.
Be
I
sure
do
to like
not.
and subscribe to Papa Pete.
That's your prerogative. You are the voiceover master.
That's right. But it is a lot of work. So,
well, it was a
and I don't have your musical talents either, Stu, to pick the right music at the right time. Although I,
man, right. Just let me know, and I'll,
I have all the old standbys. It's quite amazing when you sit there and you listen. I'll be watching a hockey game on television, and I hear that because I'm listening for that in the background, right? There's I play that. Yeah, I play that. Yeah, I play that.
Wow, Blake! No, Weird Al is not dead.
What?
Blake's like, man, I thought Weird Al was dead.
Blake Snow, you're dead to me.
Not to mention Weird Al was just here.
He's in friggin' DC tonight.
Yeah, he was just here not long ago. Played out at Chesterfield Amphitheater.
Oh, I would have loved to have seen that concert this time. I can't remember what it's called again, but I've seen it 4 times now.
Wow.
And in my little neck of the woods, that's challenging to do.
Now I've mentioned that story before about meeting someone from his band, and then my friend guessed it. Right?
Be Stevie J.
When I went out to the NAMM show and I met John Bermuda Schwartz.
Yeah.
And I had him autograph a photo for me and for my buddy.
Cool, yeah.
And I brought it back and I went to his house and I'm like, guess who I met? And he goes, John Bermuda Schwartz. I'm like, what? How did you do that? He goes, what? And I handed him the photo. I'm like, I give up. I don't know. How do I surprise you? What am I? I go, how did you even do that? He goes, I don't know. I just thought about who I like and who would be somebody that you might meet from that. I don't know. I'm like, dude, that's freaky weird.
And John Schwartz is the original guy with Al, right? From the college days. You watched the show, what's the name of it? The Late Show with Tom Schneider, whatever, that had him on there singing Another One Rides the Bus. Yeah. There's Bermuda Schwartz in the background pounding on the accordion case with the kazoo and all that stuff. That's percussion, man. He's been there from the get-go. You think about bands, okay, that have been successful over the years. Okay. Yeah. Seriously, because they've been around since 80. And they've been successful basically since In 3D was their big one in 1984. They had a couple before that, but it's the same one. It's like Ruben Valterra, is that his name? And Stevie J and Bermuda Schwartz and Al. And they've been together now for pushing 40. Well, no, they've been together now for 40 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's the same guys. And I've seen them, like I say, whether it was at little old friggin' St. John, New Brunswick twice, Moncton, New Brunswick, or down in New Hampshire. It's like something else. It's really neat, what they've done. How faithful they've been to each other, too, right?
Yeah, I remember hearing members of the Knack talking, saying that they got Big Al his break because they saw him do his video of My Bologna.
Yeah.
And this was before I think he really had taken off, and they were showing it to, I guess, their music, or the Capitol. I don't know. They were showing it to somebody, and they said, check this guy out, because I really liked them.
Didn't they get that released by their album? By their record, what do you call it? Label?
Yeah. Capitol.
I don't think it was Capitol, but.
Well, that's what the Knack were.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. Their first 3 albums.
I've seen that story a couple different places where the Knack really, they loved it.
Wow. Yeah. Well, that's like
My Bologna.
Mother's Bow. When they interviewed him, they were like, so what did you think about Weird Al's, kind of, well, it was just like an homage to their music is what it was. It was an original song.
Which one was it again?
But they asked Mark Mothersbaugh what he thought of it. He goes, it's brilliant. He goes, I wish I would have written it.
Yeah.
Dare to be Stupid's a great song. It was on the Transformers soundtrack.
Mothersbaugh was Devo, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, there was Mark and Bob.
Yes. Mark was the lead singer, and was he Bob 1 or Bob 2? Mark Mothersbaugh.
I
always like that Bob 1 and Bob 2.
That band's makeup in that way has eluded me over the years. Because I met Bob at the NAMM show.
There's some pretty amazing writing in Weird Al's repertoire between Dare to Be Stupid, White and Nerdy. There's a song you probably never heard of that's called Hardware Store. It's got a spot in the middle where it's just like rapid, right? Oh my God, it's something else. And I like Genius in France too, is one of my favorite songs of his. I don't know if you heard that one. That's one of his 8, 9, 10-minute songs that he finishes an album with, and I think it's on Polka Party.
Yeah, I like all the different polkas. Like he had the Rolling Stones polka.
Poodle Hat. Something.
Oh, yeah, Poodle Hat. Yeah. What was this? Didn't Cheech and Chong do My Scrotum?
My Scrotum.
Probably didn't like that as much.
And now he's the newest hit from Dickie doing the Don'ts. It's a My Scrotum.
I saw there was a
Scrotum.
I don't remember what country it was from. It was, I think, somewhere in Europe, but they did they used My Sharona in their commercial. It was like 3 guys in a truck and they're driving around just singing that song.
Blake's going to go see Wasp.
Oh, that's cool.
Where are they playing? Blake? Are they playing out at the Diamond Music Hall?
While you're waiting for Blake to answer that, can I just say it's nice to be talking about going to see concerts again?
Yeah. We just finished our final set list.
Yeah.
And rehearsed almost all the rest of the songs. And so now we're ready. We're gearing up for our December 3rd gig.
Mind you, I live so damn far away from anything that although, you know what Okay. I'll go back over here. They pick them up. My Billy Joel thing over here in the corner. And I didn't get to see Billy Joel because of COVID at Fenway Park, but now I don't know if you've heard of the group called Classic Albums Live that tour around North America, and they do precise note for note reproductions of different albums. Like I've seen them for Led Zeppelin 4, the Pink Floyd The Wall.
Wow.
Like a 15-piece for Pink Floyd The Wall. It's exceptionally good, like good musicians. They're on Facebook. It's not Canadian, it's international. They're based out of Jersey or something like that. But anyway, they do tour through here usually twice a year. And so I still haven't got to see Billy Joel yet, but we just bought tickets to see Classic Albums Live do The Stranger. Billy Joel The Stranger at the Imperial Theater in St. John, New Brunswick in February.
Great record.
Fantastic album. Like Chrissy started looking at the songs that were on it, and I said, yeah, my favorite one on that album is actually Scenes from an Italian Restaurant. That's one of my absolute favorite songs.
I love singing to that song.
Yeah, I of course he is my in all seriousness, Weird Al is right there because I really love it, because I love comedy and I love stuff like that, and I still think it's fantastic music.
Yeah,
Billy Joel is my favorite. That's my bucket list type that I got to get to Madison Square Garden and see him.
Do yourself a favor and check out Red Wanting Blue.
Red Wanting Blue.
Yeah.
As a band song?
Yeah, it's a band.
Okay.
They're out of Ohio.
Yeah.
And we're doing one of their songs right now, but in Edge of Blue, we're doing a track of theirs. But lyrically, I think you're going to enjoy it.
JD's heard of Classic Albums Live. They were during the pandemic. They were doing free concerts on Facebook out of New York City, and you could send donations. So they were just basically trying to keep the organization afloat. Because of course everything got canned, right? But you just said that you could watch the concert online, like an hour and a half, 2 hour concert, and $5, $10, whatever.
Yeah.
And it would just help them keep the offices running. Probably, that's probably about it.
Does this bother anybody else? I mean, I got to admit, I don't sit there with my phone up the whole time, but I do snap a shot here and there, and sometimes I'll take a partial video because I just want to show somebody what it was like.
Yeah.
But I try not to sit there the whole time and do this. But have you heard about some of these concert places where Pete, that's so distracting.
I was going to say is, if I can do this, okay, because you can't see it anyway. Although, turn this down.
Right.
So you can see that it's on the screen, but turn the brightness down. But what drives me nuts is this.
Yes, right.
It doesn't matter what you do. Somebody's in front of you doing this, that arm and that phone are in the way.
Well, have you seen the videos like Judas Priest, where Rob Halford gets out there and kicks the camera out of their hand? He just kicks the phone out of their hand. And I mean, I get it.
It's a catch-22, right?
Yeah. Christine was telling me was it Christine that was saying it? It was a discussion that she was in with me, and we were discussing how some concert venues now, when you get there, they give you have to do this. They give you a pouch and it locks, and you put your phone in it and you lock it, and you get to keep your phone, but it's in that thing. And then they give you a code after when you're leaving to open it up.
I like it.
I do too. I mean, everybody.
You know what? I'm going to do it if everybody can do it. But if I'm in favor of banning it, but I'm not going to not do it. I'm not going to not do it when everybody else is doing it.
Yeah, we have to understand. Some of these things seem ridiculous, but we're the first ones.
Yeah. This
didn't ever exist for anything else. And now we're the first ones that can, that's what I told Zloz when I interviewed Zloz. It's like when I was talking to him to get him on the show, I'm like, you brought things to us that we couldn't get. If I didn't make that Van Halen show, if I didn't make years prior, I was too young to make that Led Zeppelin show. You brought images to me that took me there.
And now I like though, or would love to see, and I don't think it would. I sincerely do not think it would hurt their sales. I think it would help their sales. I don't care if it costs $25 a pop. Have a professional video of that concert, $25 a pop, digital download.
You know who did that? I've got it right back there. Shooting Star did that.
I would buy that in a second for the memory. $25, especially like a big show. But they'll be out there everywhere. You know what? They won't be out there everywhere because people will get sick of it. Oh, well, we won't be able to sell our own DVDs. Well, you make a DVD that's actually better than just a single shot of the whole concert. But people will enjoy, people who are there, in Fenway Park, the 45, 50,000 people that are there. If you sell 10,000 of them at $25 a pop, that's $250,000 you made for a digital download.
Right.
Right.
And it's your show, the one you saw.
Your show. That's what's special. The show that I saw. And no phones. But you can buy this.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, you started to talk, and it made me think of a clip that I saw recently, or it must have been a Facebook post or whatever, and it showed, like, let's say the stage is here and the singers are here facing the audience is all right here, and it's a modern day show, and the singer's right there, and everybody's there with their phone up in the air looking at their phone, right? You can tell. And then it showed Freddie Mercury like at Live Aid, and he was standing there like at the front, and there's back into the crowd, and every single eyeball fixated on Freddie Mercury. Who's getting the experience of a live concert? And it was so obvious because it was a good enough, clear enough shot that you could see the faces of the individual people in the audience, and you could tell this modern day one, nobody was watching the actual singer, and in the other one, it was just 1,000 people transfixed on Freddie Mercury.
Yep.
If it was Freddie, I think it was Freddie Mercury. But anyway, you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is what the concert experience used to be like. Now we have this.
Yep. I remember when seeing Judas Priest on the Turbo Tour. That's the one where you can see me in the interview out there on YouTube. If you go, I should just post it. I could probably just bring it up over here and show it to you.
Sure.
But that's where they opened the show with the ballad from the new album. At that time, it was Turbo. It was called Out in the Cold. And they opened with that. And it's a big keyboard opening. And over this back, so there was nobody, you could see the band on the stage, but no Rob Halford. And they start playing. He starts singing, and then he's making his way slowly over the top. You can watch the concert now. They have it on DVD. You can see it. But that Turbo Tour. And we just went freaking nuts when he came up, silhouetted in the light coming behind him. I mean, I was like, and so I get exactly what you're talking about, Pete. It's just, it's an immense, awesome thing when you're just cheering that guy because he's just got so much charisma, that thing, that just makes you want to cheer. Let me see if I can find this. Peoria, Judas Priest. See what happens here. My cat's trying to get rid of a hairball. Yep, there it is. August 1986. If you can believe that. So here, I'll bring it up on the screen here. Let's see. Share. Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting out and playing live and getting this band. It's something this is one of the things I've worked the hardest at in my life, I think, especially as of late. But yeah, here's the scene. This was Peoria, Illinois.
Yeah.
1986. So this was Phil Manicki. He was the DJ there at 106 WWCT in Peoria. And I was driving home from I was working on the radio at the time. I was going to school, but I was driving home, and they had it was summertime, so I guess school hadn't started just yet. And they had this contest happening. And it said, write down the 3 top questions you'd like to ask Judas Priest and send it into the radio station. Well, they had to be in that day. So I got there, and my wife, girlfriend at the time, I had her rewrite them because my handwriting sucked. I was nervous. So I'm like, yeah. So she rewrote them, and I happen to have the well, there it is. See I have that turbo thing right here. But I had a copy of the album cover from the record store. So I taped them on the back of that. I thought that might cinch it. And then I went ahead and just drove over to the radio station and got in under the wire. And they told me I could take a record with me from their shelf. So I picked out 7,800 Degrees Fahrenheit by Bon Jovi. And then they were going to call me. He said, you'll get a call by 8:30 tonight. So I hadn't gotten a call. It got about 8:12. I know that sounds weird, but I was keeping track of the time. And all of a sudden the phone rang, and I walked over to the phone, and I said, "Hey, Phil." And he goes, "That's Phil there." I said, "Hey, Phil." He goes, "Is this Stuart Johnson?" I said, "Yes." And he goes, "Oh, this is Phil Manicki." I go, "Yes, I know." We chose one of your questions to be on the panel. I said, "Yeah, far out. Cool." He goes, "Okay, so you get 2 tickets for the show." And I'm like, "Great." So I showed up, and then I was like, I don't know, 20 people in on the thing. There I am right there. So let me see if I can turn this up a little bit.
With over 10 years of making albums, it's pretty difficult, but
that's what Rob Halford sounds like.
Burning the midnight oil, it usually comes around in the end.
Okay, next we have Stuart Johnson.
There you go.
Morton, Illinois. Stuart, your question, please.
Okay, my
Get the short hair.
Dave isn't here, but I was wondering, after recording with drummers John Hinch, Alan Moore, Simon Phillips, and then Les Binks, after that, how did you find Dave Holland, and what made you decide to get a permanent drummer? Was it the success of the band?
There you go.
I really wanted a series of drummers. To be honest, it was a series of unfortunate incidents or whatever, it was just fate, really.
Now Glenn, due to his health, has to be out of the band.
As we said before, the key to a stable band is
That's so cool, and to have the memory and be able to watch it like that,
and then to look it up online and go, "Oh,
that's cool.
I'm out there." So
I always knew you were out there, but I just
I think one of the really cool things is I took a friend of mine with me to the show, but as we made our way back for that interview, I'm walking in, and here's this guy that I know. His name is Dave as well. I haven't seen him I haven't seen him in decades, but he and I had worked together at one of the local theaters together. And I'm like, "What are you doing here?" And he's like, "I work for the cable company that's running this on local cable." And he was filming it. I'm like, "Dude, can you get me a copy?" He goes, "Yeah." Because I tried to have somebody make a video of it, and it didn't work. So I gave him a call. I'm like, "Dude." And then I had a beta tape. There's some retro talk. I had a beta tape with one of their concerts on it of the Screaming for Vengeance tour, which I now have on DVD. But I said, "Could you put that on that tape too?" And he goes, "Oh yeah, man." Because of course they had beta tapes because they were cable, right? That's TV, and everything had beta because it's better quality. So yeah, it was awesome. It was great. So I've since put this on DVD. I have this on DVD now too. I've transferred it to DVD. But yeah, it was really cool. A lot of people had the regular questions. What's it like making videos? All the whatever,
Yeah.
There was a few in there that were mine, I think was the most. I don't mean this to go, mine was the most whatever. I don't mean it that way. I just mean that, mine was probably the most priest deep dive they had that night.
Yeah.
And then I got to sneak in a second question about Dave Holland. And then I met Dave Holland years later. And then Dave Holland got busted for doing nasty shit. So what is it with these people? I meet them and then they go and do nasty shit.
I guess you just drive them over the edge.
Nick Cantonese got busted for
what just happened? Okay,
for doing like sexting with a young girl who was part of the kids that were for what the hell, School of Rock.
Hey, Lance Jennings is here.
Hey, Lance.
Yes.
Lance is very busy.
So we only have like 10 minutes left. Can't let this go without saying something. 39 years ago on Monday, Jimmy Snuka did the great
Oh, yes.
dive on the Don Magnificent Morocco in a steel cage match, which I was lucky enough to watch when it was as a kid, and it's still one of my favorite matches of all time. It was tremendous. But you know what's so cool about that is he did that after the match was over. He had already lost at that point, which is interesting. Morocco got out of the steel cage, and Snuka went and dragged him back in.
I did not know that.
But it was so cool because he got to the top rope and I was all excited. Then all of a sudden he turns and he climbs to the top of the cage. And I don't ever remember seeing that before. I think that was the first time I've ever seen anyone jump off a cage.
Wild.
But that was awesome. Still one of my all-time favorite wrestling moments.
And what a name.
Which one? Jimmy Superfly Snuka or Don Magnificent Morocco? Because they're both awesome. That's also one of my all-time favorite feuds in wrestling. Snuka versus Morocco. I just love watching those two fight. Morocco usually beat the hell out of them, though.
Because it was in the script.
Pete, what do you have going on your channel?
I think that I released a video today on the second of 3 different releases from Intellivision Revolution at the PRGE this weekend, and it was about Brian Puddin's new game, Fast Food.
And were you wearing pants?
Was I wearing pants?
Yes.
I didn't stand up.
He was wearing his new GoGameGo shirt, though.
Was I? Yeah, I was wearing my new GoGameGo Maroon Edition.
Yes.
Ooh. And now that the weather's changing, you should get some matching sweats.
Oh, can you get sweats now?
I don't know.
GoGameGo sweats?
Wouldn't that be cool?
It
would be cool.
We need GoGameGo sweats.
Yeah, we need to do a bracket episode, Salvatore.
Yeah.
I've got some good pickup videos recorded as well now. I think I've got 3 different ones recorded. I've got one coming out soon, which is a fantastic box from the Intellivision Collector. And you know what? I have a second one now recorded because I'm a little bit behind in them, but I have a second Intellivision Collector video recorded, which I really can't wait to show everybody. Actually, both of them. I really can't wait to show you. But I got to get them together. I got to piece together and decorate.
Most people say I act like a big behind. Okay, so I'm unboxing.
Oh, right. The unboxings.
What is this? Oh,
I have to go have a refreshment. I'll be right back.
See, I picked one of these up because I had so many. Pete, that freaking picture. Look at this. 120 games.
Nice.
So, not that I will ever have that many, but it was cheaper than the ones that were smaller. So you can get, for like $15, you can get this one, which holds 120 games, or you could get one that holds like 80 games for $20. I'm like, well, I'll just get this one. Because the little case that I got, the Orsley case, I ran out of space in my Orsley case. And that's my second Dr. Seuss statement for the day. Okay, and let's see what this is. I know what it is. I collect certain flags, right? So I have like the Union Jack flag, and now I've got my Canada flag from Pete, and I've got my Ireland and my Scotland and my England, and I got my US flag. I got my Aaron Go Brow flag, and now I've got my Norway flag.
Very cool.
I had to get my Norway flag. I mean, you know, it's a Viking thing. So, yay. And then what else did I get today? I got something else today. And I don't even know what this other one is now. I think think I know what this is. I ordered up some different movies and things recently. Oh, look at this one. What a good deal.
Pete
Do you
brought
have
the life.
Do you have this, Pete?
Oh wow, that's nice. I like. I do not have it on Blu-ray. I don't believe.
They may still have it at the same price. They had $8.99.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, for Blu-ray and digital.
I've been watching stuff like that on Disney. Disney, I think it's on Disney.
I think you're right.
Yeah,
I think that's right. I've got one more here.
Nine Locks Dirty Blonde. I don't remember the last time I had one of these. I think it's been at least an hour.
You should listen to Winger. They had a song called Little Dirty Blonde.
He's my favorite character from Stripes.
From what?
Stripes. Winger.
Very good. Very good. It's not Francis? Call me Francis. I kill you. You touch my stuff, I kill you.
Lighten up, Francis.
So I ordered this.
Hey, Cerebral Paul.
Cerebral Paul, how you doing? Thanks for stopping by.
So here we go.
Represented.
Sand by Hugh Howey, same guy who did the book Wool that I've talked about. And now I got the new book, Sand. The Across the Sand is what it's called. It's a sequel. And I picked this up because I can't find my paperback copy. So fortunately, they had it in a hardback. So I bought that. I like hardbacks. I try to always collect hardbacks if I can. So there we go. My unboxing for today.
That's awesome.
I love unboxings. So
All
now
right,
I'm gonna
guys, we've got
play
a couple minutes left.
all my games. Pete,
All
how
your
many
games?
games do you have for Switch? Jeff, how many do you have?
I don't know. I'll
Approximately. Okay.
over 200
What?
physical.
You have over 200 physical?
I think so.
Well, I should just go bring this over to your house.
That's not going to help me out.
I know, right?
Well,
It's like when
120.
people go, Stu, you need one of those CD players that holds 200 CDs. I go, no, I don't. What 200 do I put in of my 2,000?
Yeah, the Switch is by far my biggest collection.
Wow. Pete, how many do you have?
35.
30, 35.
Are you
35.
counting? Are you counting? Let's Go Eevee right there behind you. Did you count that one?
Actually, you know what? That's just the box. What is in that? This was one I bought for MJ. And they'd have the disc.
I actually,
They'd have their thing. Although, the case, everything's here.
I actually finished that game.
Really? That's cool.
I really liked it. I liked it better than Sword and Shield when it came out a year
I'm
or
sure
two
they
later.
did too. I really did. I think MJ finished it.
Lance says that's impressive.
But I liked Arceus. That's pretty good. I played the whole game with that controller, Pete.
Wow.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It worked really well, actually. I was shocked.
Wow.
Uh-oh. I don't know how to get it back in.
That was great. Uh-oh. I need to record that. That was great. Talk
Fine.
about voiceover things. That was perfect. Uh-oh.
See you, Salvatore. We're getting ready to take off ourselves.
See ya, Salvador.
See, hey, let's play sometime. Let's get the info going. I'd love to play, man. If you play every night, I'd play. I love doing that. I do that. Like if I'm done with the evening and I'm like, I don't have time to do anything else, then I hop on there and play real quick before I go to bed. I played last night before I went to bed and night before that. It's a great thing to just wind down. And then sometimes you do get stuck though, Sometimes there's times where you're like, you can't get a team to save your life. And then there's times like last night where you're like, hey, these guys are really good. And you win again and you're like, oh, you want to play again? Okay, we'll play again. So you end up playing about 3 extra games until you're like, okay, I got to go to bed. But I know I'm going to be up late tonight.
Hey, Fastback's here. I need to get that, Pete. I really like that thing.
What is that? Oh, look at that! Did you get that on Amazon?
That for me, for in the Secret Santa at Christmas one year. I was really quite impressed. I thought that was awesome.
Can you get those on Amazon?
Probably, yeah. Light up cubes.
If I can find it. Damn you, Papa Pete.
That's my little prop for my Papa Pete's community minute.
Very nice.
I've only done a few.
Oh, really?
It sort of came to a halt a little bit because I had plans for doing one for one of a person who I thought was really deserving, but then I found out they didn't like Rise of Skywalker to put an end to that.
Man.
Kind of put a kibosh on that.
So close.
Look how sad Lily is about that. She's so sad. She's just wagging her tail just to make you feel okay.
Pass back.
You sound that. Pass back.
Pass back.
How are Perry and Coco? Well, Lance, you missed my story. Perry was almost a goner this weekend. She escaped.
That's funny because I just went to Alcatraz.
She got loose. We couldn't find her. Then we posted on some app, and then someone called us. They had found her, so that was cool. So Perry is back and she's home. She's very happy.
There's Coco.
Coco looks like she's fine too.
Now, Ralph, I'm still a little worried about, but he's okay.
Yay, man! Coco is just a great cohort for you. I can't believe some of the reactions that she has and some of the things that she does when she reaches out to you or something like that when you're showing something. Exactly. Rise of what? Yeah.
Well, I guess we'll sign off here. I know Chuck has a big show coming up. I'm sure there'll be plenty to talk about.
That's very true.
Yeah, I should pop over there, man.
All right, guys. Everyone, thanks for stopping by, everyone. I'm gonna go.
I'm
watch
glad
Chuck's
you enjoyed
show,
the Judas Priest Stewart moment there. That's Viking stew at the short hair.
Thanks for having me on again, guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks for being here, brother. It's always great.
A lot of fun, man. A lot of fun.
Thanks for saving the universe with Vectron, Pete. We owe you a lot.
The hacked version.
That's fine.
I got to go look up Pixels. Maybe I'll go watch that while I'm doing laundry. Yay!
Good.
All right, we'll see you guys.
Wait a minute.